Here we are, kids. Back to it. The Bonus Bone Podcast.
Whoa!
Shasta,
Go Niners.
Mr. Woot Woot. Yes, go Niners. Mr. Birthday over here. Paul
Right.
Tinelli, everybody.
That's just a vicious rumor.
Happy birthday.
I'm skipping this
Happy
year.
birthday.
It's a leap year. I skip it.
Oh, it's not a bad idea.
Oh,
and of
that's
course,
February
baby Huey.
29th.
Yeah, but we'll take it. No, happy birthday for real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you doing for your birthday
I
besides drinking?
don't know.
No?
Probably just a dinner thing.
Can you drink anymore on this diet? You can drink red wine.
That's a funny question.
Yeah. That's
Should
a
he
tricky
drink?
one. Well,
But does he drink?
it was tricky because when I was
It all depends on what it is.
I always
the
like
definition
to
of it is.
is. I always like to get you food and beverage, fun little things for your birthday. And so this year I was like, oh gosh,
I know
I
it's
don't
tough
want to
to
be
open that.
I don't want to be a bad influence.
Thank
I did
you.
as good as I could.
I haven't looked yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then I
I
won't
was
give it away.
going to open it in front of you.
Okay, we'll leave. We'll leave it there. Also, I know
Unwrap it in front of you.
by the time you hear or watch this, it will be post your birthday
Yes.
and post Niners win. But let's just give a good hearty freaking go Niners.
Unbelievable.
What
Wow.
a freaking game. I'm telling you, people were ready to jump off ledges in the first half.
It was awful.
And then the second half, I mean, it was complete opposite.
It really was.
My favorite were the people that were talking so much smack
boy.
in like the second quarter. I was
Yeah.
getting
There were a few
messages
of
from
those
people.
people.
Yeah. I was getting messages, and by the time I got back to them, it was the fourth quarter. I was like, oh, this is awkward now, isn't it?
Well, even the Lions player in the second quarter, he was waving to the Niner fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
don't want to get
there
too
was a lot of-
cocky in
There was
those
a lot of
moments.
ass talking going on.
That didn't age well.
Yeah, no, it did not. All right, so today we are talking about concerts, but not just any concert. What are the concerts that you missed? You didn't buy that ticket, and then maybe somebody passed, and you're like, oh my God, I missed a show of a lifetime, or a band broke up maybe, or something along that line.
Right. And you're just like, oh, I'll never see them again.
Right, exactly. We all have unfortunate moments like that. And actually, we're going to start off with a guest. Huey, if you could bring up the hotline here.
We have a guest.
We have a guest.
All right.
Yeah, we do have a special guest on the podcast this week. We're making dreams come true. This is a big fan of ours. She listens to every single podcast that we do. My niece, Michaela, all the way from
Michaela.
Oklahoma. Yay!
Welcome to the podcast.
Hey.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, we hear you perfect.
Yeah, loud and clear.
And she just got more
Sweet.
caffeine just
I did.
specifically for us. Shout out to Dutch Bros. Okay, my darling. So I know you've missed a couple shows that you've wanted to go to, but you have one to kick us off with that you didn't get to go to. Tell us who it was.
It was the Foo Fighters, like right before Taylor died.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a doozy. Where was that
And
show?
what makes it... Wait, what?
I was going to say, where was that show supposed to be at? I don't remember.
In Oklahoma City.
Oh, that's right. At the Zoo Amphitheater?
Yeah, like only 20 minutes from me.
It wasn't
So-
the Arbuckle ballroom?
No, stop.
So hold on. But you were saying, but what makes it what?
It makes it worse because one of my stepmom's friends offered me tickets after it started. And by the time I would have gotten ready and everything, it probably would have been halfway over.
And those tickets, I have to assume, would have been free, right?
Yes.
Oh, salt in the wound.
It keeps me up at night.
I bet it does because she is a huge Foo Fighters fan and Dave Grohl fan. I do have to say, and Michaela, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I have been a very good rock and roll influence on you in your life. Would you say that's true?
Yes.
Oh, see,
Oh, look at that.
100%.
Rock and roll angel.
yeah.
Yeah, but you see, if it wasn't for her, I mean, you might have had a complete different path, and you wouldn't regret this moment with the Foo Fighters.
Hey,
So you're like the death angel
Of opportunities.
See live music.
The death of opportunity.
the death of opportunity. Do you hear this shit I put up with? God bless. No, Michaela
You're
is.
not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Thank you, Michaela.
Yep, thank you.
Throwing me right under the bus.
Does she have the same genes, like the same power as well? Picking-
Oh,
Oh,
maybe we
the
can
witchy
include
way.
her in the
Family thing?
Deadpool next year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Michaela, are you brave enough to be a part of the Deadpool? Oh, God.
Yes.
Yes, she is. Fun fact, she's like my mini-me. She's like my daughter. She's my niece, but she's really like my daughter. So the dark-heartedness, all the like weirdness that I
Love
am.
you already.
She is, I'm like Morticia, she's Wednesday.
I love
The
it.
proponent
Yes.
of the dark arts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Her and I are equal parts. So she's my princess. Okay, my love. Foo Fighters, we're so sorry, but it makes for a
That's
good
a
story.
good missed concert, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
by
at the
the way,
top of the list.
Yeah.
you did get the tickets that you were looking for this time around. So this is a make good. Sans Taylor, obviously. You are going to see them, right?
I haven't bought the tickets yet.
Oh, you haven't got the tickets yet. Ooh,
No.
spoke too soon. But
right.
you're getting them as a gift, aren't you?
Yes.
From
Okay.
who? Who's giving her
Her
the
boss.
gift? Huh?
Her boss.
Her
Yeah.
boss is giving you tickets to the
Wait,
Foo
no.
Fighters?
Wait, no. She got me Jonas Brothers tickets.
Oh, she got you Jonas Brothers tickets.
That's the one you should
Yes.
miss.
I'd quit my
No.
job if my boss got me those.
That's right. I got them confused because she's graduating this year. So that's your graduation present. That's a big deal.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Well, Jonas Brothers, Foo Fighters. I gave her the good taste
Right.
in music.
Who gave you the Jonas
Yeah, no
Brothers
kidding.
jeans?
I don't know.
Okay, my dear. I love you so much. Thank you for being a guest on the Bonus Bone podcast.
What do you more?
All right. I'll text you in a little bit.
Bye.
I love you most. Bye.
Good stuff.
Bye.
Bye. So she's like my little sister, bestie, child, all
Jonas
rolled into
Brothers.
one. I
Yeah.
know I can't explain the Jonas Brothers,
Right.
But she has a lot of other rock and roll she loves. All right, so who's next? Foo Fighters, Sans Taylor. That one's rough. That's a tough
Yeah.
loss.
That is a tough one.
Oof.
How about you, baby Huey?
I actually got two stories. So, for me personally, years ago, I had an opportunity to go see Prince in Oakland at the Oakland
Oh,
Arena.
I had that opportunity too. I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought that one up.
So I had two tickets, but I know my brother's a diehard Prince fan, has all the albums, CDs, vinyl, all that
How did
stuff.
you not go to it then?
So
you already had tickets?
Yeah, so I said,
Now I'm pissed off because I asked for tickets and I couldn't get them.
so I gave him.
What the fuck is going on around
my,
here? Like, baby Huey's getting preference on tickets.
So I gave them to my brother and my dad. My dad really wanted to go too and see them. So I was like, all right, I'll wait for the next tour. I was like,
Right.
I've been lucky
So they
enough.
went?
So they both went to the tour or to the show, said it was a phenomenal concert. And then, within that year, that's when he passed away.
No, it was very soon after that because I was at that show.
Yeah, so that was what the piano
It was just
concert.
him. I don't want to pour salt in the wound
Yeah.
here, but it was just him and the piano. And what was most
I think that's why I didn't go.
Yeah, no
I heard,
guitar.
I heard there was no band behind him. It was just him.
It made it so much better. And I'll tell you why, because it was the first time in my life that I was sitting in a room as big as Oakland Arena. And I felt like I was in his living room with my feet kicked up on his coffee table. Like it was just, he was telling stories. He was super intimate with the audience.
Wow.
He was doing this weird thing where Lord knows where his brain was. I mean, let's just be clear. But he had this purple bike and he rode in on this purple
The
bike.
bike.
Yeah, bicycle. And then he would get up on the stage and then he'd do some songs and then he'd get on his bike and he would ride around on the
Do a
floor.
couple of laps
He'd do a
and-
couple laps and he'd go in backstage and everybody's like, where did he go? And then he'd ride back again, hop back up on stage. It was a wild ride.
I'll
but
give you
I'm
a little
sad that
trivia.
you missed that one.
I'll give you a little trivia on that. That bike, my buddy had it in his home for the next time he works for Live Nation.
What?
And he had it in his home because there was really nowhere to store it. So he lives close to the where it happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And I remember when he died, he goes, I don't know what to do with this bike now.
So does he still have it?
No, I think he got rid of it.
Did he sell it?
I don't know.
He painted it a different color.
He could have made a bajillion
I know.
dollars on that bike.
Yeah.
Prince's
But he-
butt cheeks were on it.
Exactly.
Wow, who would think of
That's
that?
crazy.
Right?
So I have a funny Prince story. So you guys know I used to work for Sean Astin.
Yeah.
His brother-in-law, Matt, was the personal assistant for Prince.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that job?
Wow.
Every day, it was always something with Prince, what he would have to do, plan his parties, get specialty food items, yada, yada, yada. Then one day, this was around the time where it was a big deal that he changed his name from Prince to the Symbol.
Yes.
Right? Formerly known as whatever.
Right.
So then did he say he worked for the symbol?
No. So Prince had ordered this chain. It's kind of like Jerry Rice's chain that we've
Okay.
been seeing on the sidelines of the
Yeah.
49ers. If you're watching on YouTube, it's about yay big, and it was all diamonds of that symbol.
Yeah.
And Matt had to go pick it up And it was worth millions of dollars.
Right.
Real diamonds.
Real diamonds.
Okay.
Millions of dollars. A guy in downtown Los Angeles custom made that for Prince. Prince had Matt go pick it up. He was so effing terrified because he's walking like past Skid Row.
Right.
With multiple millions of dollars in
With
diamonds.
bling.
Wrapped up in like a blanket. And goes to his car and it's just sitting in his passenger seat as he drives back to Prince's house.
Wow.
He said it was the most terrifying thing he's ever done. Because, I mean, what do you do? Is that insured? I have no idea.
What happens if it gets knocked off? I mean, someone in that neighborhood might have just stole it for the blanket.
Oh, of course. Yeah. That's a good point. He said Prince was always in like a purple robe and purple high heels at
Right.
home, like all the time. It's crazy. He had some crazy stories.
But also,
Oh, yeah,
my
second one.
dad, he has a better story. In the early 70s, him and his buddies were going to go see Tower of Power in Berkeley. And they were driving to the show. His friend that was driving was, my dad said, high on dope. And they were driving.
I can hear your dad saying that.
They were driving extra slow because the guy was just high. So he was driving, just took forever to get from Alameda to
Maybe
Berkeley.
your dad was stoned and he thought it was taking forever.
No. And then, so they get to the show late, so they missed the opener. Now, the opener, my dad says the band was called White Elephant. But I looked it up just to double check. Paul, you heard the band.
You're fact checking your dad's stories?
Yeah, just to double check because I was trying to verify online. The opening band was Elephant's Memory.
Don't remember them.
Okay, but also no Plastic Ono. Elephant's Memory.
Okay.
So the opening band was John Lennon
Lennon.
and Yoko Ono.
I remember
So
Plastic Ono.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he got there late, missed the opener. So yeah, it
You
was that.
missed Yoko
He missed
Ono?
John
No,
Lennon.
but John Lennon and
Yeah, but you would have had to listen to Yoko Ono.
but to see John Lennon, a Beatle, up close, a small
Right.
venue, though, was it the Long Branch in Berkeley? That was the name of the venue.
I wonder how big that would have
I
been.
don't know. I have to look it up. But
Wow.
A
so,
few hundred
said.
people.
How?
Maybe a few hundred people.
Wow.
so he missed the opener. Saw Tower of Power still awesome. But when they got there, he was thirsty. So he went to the back, like this back table area for a beer. And he started a conversation with Boz Scaggs in the back room there.
Did he know who he was?
Yeah, he knew what it
Okay,
was.
okay,
But it's
yeah.
just amazing that it goes to a small show.
Yeah, that was the time.
Miss John Lennon, but
John
yeah.
Lennon didn't stick around after the Yoko Ono
I don't know.
experience?
Yeah, so they saw Tower of Power, but yeah, before that got to see or talk to Boz Scaggs.
Wow,
So,
that's pretty rad.
but yeah, so
But he missed. He missed.
you win
John
some, you
Lennon.
lose
John
some.
Lennon.
don't drive a high on dope.
Yeah. Yes,
You miss a concert.
that's the moral of the story.
Right.
Wow, that's brutal. Who's next?
I'll go. One was a missed opportunity, and two were death related.
Yeah.
So I'll go through these quick. The missed opportunity was Neil Young. I think it was either 78 or 79.
Well, the good news is he's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was at the Cow Palace, and I passed up an opportunity to go see him.
Right.
And it was the show where they recorded the video for Rust Never Sleeps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had no- So that was a missed opportunity.
That's cool.
And then the one I brought up on the air not too long ago was that was 85. It was the George Thorogood, Stevie Ray Vaughan show.
Oh, yeah.
And that was one that I passed up. And obviously, with what happened with Stevie Ray Vaughan, you look back and plus, just those two together would have been just an effing fantastic show.
Yeah. Do
So-
you remember why you passed these up?
No.
No, you've slept since then.
Just remember just not going, damn. And then more recently, you talk about personal assistants.
Yeah.
A friend of Lisa's was a personal assistant to Tom Petty a few years back.
Oh, this was my. I was
That's
going to
mine.
bring this up for myself too.
And I had a chance to go backstage, all that stuff through her with the Tom Petty, Joe Cocker show.
Was that the one at the Greek Theater? That was the last one, wasn't
And
it?
was that the Cocker show?
It was.
I thought it
No,
might
that
have been
was
the
Concord.
Coliseum.
That was Coliseum.
Yeah.
that you're talking.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mine was the Greek Theater I missed.
Well, that's
I
the
think,
one.
I think
would
that
have
was
been his
solo.
last
That was
bring up.
solo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
by
Yeah,
himself.
Petty's last show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was one of Cocker's last shows when he was with Petty that time. He died
Yeah.
not long after that. 6 months, 8
man.
months. I don't know, maybe
I saw
a year
Joe
after.
Cocker open for Bob Seger.
you
Fantastic.
are so beautiful.
So I had a
That's
chance,
tough.
yeah, but
And to
that
go
wasn't just a
backstage,
ticket. It
yeah.
was,
It
I
was
mean,
a
we had
chance
the
to go
inside track.
backstage
And I forget
and-
why I didn't go. Lisa went.
Oh,
Yeah.
she did?
With her friend, well, it was her best friend.
Right.
Yeah,
But for some reason, I was like, oh, that's all right. You go. Have a good time with your friend.
right.
And I was like, damn, because I always wanted to see Cocker. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, and Petty too. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
anyway, that's it for me.
Did she meet either of them backstage?
She met Petty.
She did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, she traveled with him for 6 months afterwards.
Right? That's a dark period of their marriage. They don't talk about that.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But the Tom Petty one
Yeah,
at the
that's mine
Greek
too.
Theater. So I had never seen Tom Petty live, and every opportunity I had to go and see him, there was always something that came up.
Mm-hmm.
So this one show at the Greek Theater, I was open, and someone offered me free tickets, which is right up my alley.
Right.
And they were good seats.
That's your price point.
And I'm just like, it's too far of a drive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? If I could get one next time when he comes by Shoreline, closer to the house.
Yeah, you always think there's going to be another opportunity,
Right.
right?
Like
That's-
the next
that's
time he
the
comes
thing.
closer on a weekend, I think that's the one. So I passed up on the tickets. And it was like a week to 2 weeks later that Tom Petty died.
Oh, God.
And I was just like, oh.
Oh, that's right. Because it was right after he appeared here.
At the Greek Theater. And then
Right.
he had 1 or 2 shows in L.A.
His last one was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
So and that was the one. So this was the show before the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck me. For my stupid plans, and I didn't want to spend $40 in gas.
Yeah. Mine is a double down of that same story. So that I think it was that same year he had played Bottle Rock.
Yeah.
And I had gone to Bottle Rock, but I had to leave early because Cody was only about a year old at that time.
Right.
If I remember right. And I was always, of course, when he was a baby, always itching to just get back home. I was very, very, very much in mommy mode. So I'd go do what I needed to do and then get home. So I didn't get to see him at Bottle Rock, even though I was at Bottle Rock. I left early. And then the Greek Theater, same thing.
Yeah.
Somebody offered me tickets and I was like, I can't. Cody. And I didn't go to that. And then he passed away. And I think you're right. I think it was a matter of weeks.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
no, it was.
maybe
It was
it was
super
a week and a half.
6 days, right?
Yeah.
It was really, really fast. And it happened. He passed away on my show. And I remember just being in utter shock. And I had to go on the air and announce it. And it was a whole thing.
You know,
It was awful.
It's funny because he passed away on your show.
Oh,
and
God,
also,
why did I bring
I know.
that up?
And also Van Halen, I heard it was on your show as well.
And Joe Cocker, I believe.
Yeah.
And actually, a few others, if I remember.
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell.
Chester
Chester Bennington.
Yeah.
You were in the studio with me when we went on for Chester Bennington. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, well,
I didn't even realize
It's a
that
thing.
until just now. Oh, God. I don't have a rebuttal for that. That's not good. And then my other one is, it's not as bad because they're still around, kind of, Jane's Addiction. Which is one of my favorite bands of all time. They played the Shoreline. I had tickets. Jay and I had tickets, and I got strep throat. And when I get strep throat, it's like bad news. Like I have to go to the emergency room. And this is where I throw my husband under the bus. Love you, darling, but it is what it is. He went ahead and went without
how
me.
is this marriage surviving these podcasts?
Because
you
I'm
throw
just-
them under the bus
Every
every
time.
week.
I
Yeah.
just speak truth. I
Okay.
just speak truth. And he did go ahead. Now, I told him, go ahead, honey. Go ahead. I'll be fine.
And he went to the show.
Dying in bed of strep throat.
Yeah.
And he went. And I was so crushed because we both love Jane's Addiction. That's one of the bands we bond
You
over.
were crushed that he went without you?
I told him to go.
Yeah.
I don't know that I meant
But did you
for him to
have
go.
Yeah, but
feelings?
still.
Was that the one with Soundgarden?
God. It was before Cody, probably.
Yeah.
wow, that was.
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
What a great
I don't
show.
remember.
Yeah.
I was horribly. Well, if that's the case, I really want to commit Harry Carey. But I was really, really sad. And he went, and I didn't get to go. And then now Jane's Addiction, of course, is not touring as a full band because
Dave Navarro.
Dave Navarro is sick. He's got long COVID. So when I saw Jane's Addiction last year, Dave wasn't there, which is a heartbreaker. But it was still great.
Three out of the 4.
And and it was still great.
Yes.
I just want to make that clear. Jane's can do no wrong to me. But anyway, so those are my two as well.
Oh,
It hurts, man. It
It
hurts.
does. You look back and you go, damn.
This is why you just gotta YOLO. I'm bringing it back. YOLO. You just gotta spend the money.
I'm pissed I never saw Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And you coulda, shoulda, woulda.
I think he died, what did he die, 89, 90, 91, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
So that's
Fact
and
check.
that Thoroughgood show here in the Bay Area was 85.
It was 85.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So where was the show supposed to be at?
That I think was the Warfield.
Oh, that hurts even
Yeah,
worse.
I think.
Oof. Yeah, he died in 90.
I passed up Frampton at the Coliseum 3 years after Frampton Comes Alive came out.
Do you go to shows?
No.
Only if there's an open
I'm like,
bar.
what do you go to?
Let's go down the list of all the shows I haven't.
In the last 3 decades.
I know. My heart's hurting. Jeez Louise. All right. Well, we'd love to hear from you. Leave it in the comments down below if you're watching
That's
on
when Frampton
YouTube.
had hair.
Yeah. I missed the Beatles at the Cow
Paul, too.
Palace in 66.
Paul as well.
No, I'm
What?
just kidding.
I'm like, wait,
Oh,
what?
give
You're
me a
too
break.
young for that. I'm like doing math as fast as I
but
can.
your sisters went.
No, my cousin was there. She got the ashtray from the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's so cool.
And
With
had
the cigarette
DNA.
butts and the loogies in it.
Yeah,
And-
because they were spitting into
Yeah.
the ashtray.
So there was dry loogie inside this
and,
ashtray.
and like
cigarette
beetle
butts.
DNA.
Yeah.
Could have replicate a
I didn't even
clone.
think of
right?
that. Did she still have it?
No, what happened
Oh,
was...
you haven't heard this story?
I have, but I forgot. Tell me
Okay.
again.
So she knew, she wasn't a huge Beatles fan. Well, I mean, she liked the Beatles, but she wasn't like a fangirl.
Yeah.
She
So
liked ashtrays.
She got the ashtray from the stage and she gave it to my sister, who was a Beatles fan, and that's why she gave it to her.
Right.
And my sister wrapped it in cellophane with a
Yeah.
little piece of paper on top that said ashtray used by the Beatles at the Cow Palace, and the date, I think it was 65.
With the loogie still in it.
Yeah, no, everything was dried. The cigarette butts, everything was in there,
Oh my
wrapped in
God.
saran wrap. And then a few years later, we were having a house party, an engagement party
Yeah.
for my sister getting married because nobody went out to restaurants back then. Everybody threw house parties all the time,
Right.
all the neighborhood parties. So my mom called the cleaning crew to come in and clean the house before the party, and they cleaned my sister's bedroom.
They took it out of the cellophane.
They took it out of the cellophane and they washed out the ashtray and threw it out and put it back on the dresser.
Did they miss the note?
Well, I don't know if they could read the note.
Oh, my God.
I mean, they could read. I just don't know if it was in their language.
their
I'm not
language.
sure.
Exactly.
That is awful. How
Yeah.
sad was your sister?
Oh, my God, tears.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was planning on having a baby using that DNA.
I was going to say, in 2024, fast forward to now, we could probably
Right?
make a beetle out
Exactly.
of that. I mean, legitimately.
Right.
Seriously.
Watch if all four spit into it, though. Like, what kind of concoction
what
would
kind
you
of
have
beetle
now?
you get?
Exactly. Looks like Ringo.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Twins.
Sounds
Whatever
like
it was, it would have an
McCartney.
English accent. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That is wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow, that makes my tummy turn just thinking about it. And the loogies, too.
Yeah.
All right, leave your
Yeah, they were
comments down
like dried
below.
loogie. You never see a loogie when it dries all kind of crackly and stuff. Almost looks like decoupage.
Especially after
Oh
they've
my
been
God.
smoking.
Oh, I can't say that I have seen a dried loogie. Thank you very much. But now I have a mental picture of it.
Yeah.
John Serrato can float in a picture of a dried loogie.
Kind of a light
Yes.
amber yellow.
That was definitely the nicotine.
Okay, on that note, I'm out. Follow 1077 The Bone. Do all the things that you do. We
What
love
show
you.
did you miss?
Yes, put the comments down below. We want to hear from you. It's always entertaining. All right, did I miss anything, Houston?
No, I think good. Just follow us, the podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever we get your podcasts at.
And there's a player right there on
And send
1077
in a picture of your loogie for us.
No.
But yeah, give,
All right.
if you're watching on YouTube, give it a thumbs up as well.
Yes, that's right. And thank you to our special guest, Michaela, my niece,
Way to go,
my
Michaela.
little mini me. She did a great job, and I'm sorry you missed Taylor. That sucks. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Bye. Go Niners.